JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, Portmore farmer charged for chopping man in Portland. A Waterford, Portmore, St. Catherine farmer is to face the Portland Parish Court on Tuesday for chopping a man. 32-year-old Sean Labon is charged with wounding with intent. The incident happened on the night of Saturday, October 7, in Long Bay, Portland. The police report that about 10:20 p.m., a man was at his place of employment when Labon attacked him and inflicted several chop wounds to his body. The man was rescued and rushed to hospital where he was being treated. The matter was later reported to the police and Labon was arrested and taken into custody. He was charged on Thursday, October 12. Gun found in abandoned house in Westmoreland. Members of the Westmoreland Proactive Investigations Unit on Saturday seized an illegal gun in an abandoned house during a raid in Hartford District. The police report that about 5:30 p.m., cops went to the property in search of guns and wanted men. They said the 3.0 pistol containing an empty magazine was discovered in the one-room dwelling. No one was arrested in connection with the find. Investigations continue. Law officers FUME as SYKES offers bail to accused due to delay in key reports. An off-duty policeman was standing outside his St. Catherine home on a dark September night last year when Michael Smith and another man allegedly confronted him with loaded guns and an ominous order. Smith was carrying a shotgun, while the other man, Roger Walker, was armed with a pistol when they surprised a cop outside his home at about 11:45 p.m. on September 24, 2022. The cop claimed in a statement to police investigators about the incident. 4 months before that alleged encounter, Smith was released from prison on parole after serving 8 years for shooting a man to death in West Kingston when he was 15 years old. The off-duty policeman claimed that Smith yelled, "P-Wall, don't move," moments before Ian Walker unleashed a barrage of bullets in his direction, setting off a fierce exchange of gunfire. When the shooting ended, Smith was found lying on the road with one of his eyes shattered by a bullet and the blood-stained shotgun beside him, the cop claimed. He was arrested and later charged with illegal possession of firearm and shooting with intent and has been in custody since. A DNA test was also conducted to determine whether investigators could place him at the scene. But last Monday, Smith and Walker were offered bail in the Gun Court Division of the High Court by Chief Justice Brian Sykes, who, according to multiple people present, appeared annoyed by delays in producing their DNA reports. Details of Smith's conviction were reportedly disclosed in court by prosecutors. According to one person present, the Chief Justice suggested that the off-duty cop should be directed to ask the forensic lab if he had any questions about why his alleged attackers were granted bail. Amid strong objections by prosecutors and without a bail application, Smith was granted bail in the sum of $400,000 and was ordered to report to the police every day, his attorney Vincent Leslie confirmed. He was also ordered not to leave his home between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Smith had not taken up the bail offer up to Friday because he was unable to come up with the funds Leslie disclosed. Smith is among more than a dozen people charged with gun-related crimes who were offered bail by Chief Justice Sykes in recent weeks because of similar delays with forensic reports, law enforcement officials said. In July, he dismissed nearly 3 dozen cases in the Trelawney Circuit Court that were related to the deadly lottery scam because of long wait times or reports from the Police's Communication, Forensic and the Cybercrime Division. But it was Sykes' latest actions that triggered a firestorm of criticism across the law enforcement community, several officers expressing their frustration but declining to go on record. It was just granting bail left, right and center, even the people who never apply for bail, filmed one law enforcement operative last week. The Chief Justice has bodyguards run him everywhere him go. But what about the safety of the citizens who is unleashing these people on? Lamented one police investigator who asked not to be named. Chief Prosecutor Paul Llewellyn called the stance by the Chief Justice very unfortunate but declined to comment further when pressed. Smith's attorney has thrown his support behind the head of the Jamaican judiciary, saying he believes that Chief Justice Brian Sykes was sending a message. In other words, move with a little more dispatch, please. If more judges behave that way, the prosecution will be mindful of these things, Leslie said. The country's high crime rate and a chronic staff shortage have left forensic officers at the Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine, widely known as the Forensic Lab, swamped, said its executive director, Dr. Judith Mott. The institute is the sole government-owned forensic facility in Jamaica and is mandated by law to examine physical evidence collected by law enforcement authorities at crime scenes across all 14 parishes. As an example, its DNA department, comprising 5 forensic officers and an assistant, received 19,941 samples collected in 9,621 cases for testing last year, more disclosed during an interview last Thursday. Lawyer concerned about public discourse in murder case. Lead counsel Deborah Martin is uneasy with the public commentary that surrounds the matter, which involves the death of the baby daughter of politician Philip Paulwell and her mother. Martin is representing Leota Bradshaw, the U.S. Navy petty officer who is to be tried for capital murder of the 10-month-old child and her mother. Bradshaw and 3 men were on Friday charged with murder and other offences in relation to the abduction and killing of 27-year-old businesswoman Toshna Patterson and her daughter Saraya Paulwell. Bradshaw, who shares the child with Paulwell, is to be tried for 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 2 counts of capital murder. Addressing Justice Wolf Rees on Friday, Martin said the defense had not been able to peruse the material presented by the court due to the fact that the disclosure had been made just after midday. That which we know of the allegations are what has been outlined by the Crown, Martin said. We do urge that this be the forum for the dissemination of information in the matter, as there's a lot of disinformation out there. And while we are here in court, waiting for you to arrive, we are aware that DCP Fitzbailey has done his own press conference, which has been broadcast through social media.
As the JCF continues the investigation into the disappearance of Toshna Patterson and her 10-month-old child, Saraya Paulwell, from their homes at 3 Gilmore Drive, Kingston 20, and Saturday, September 9, 2023, I wish to inform the public that we are now satisfied by the overwhelming evidence secured that both Toshna Patterson and her 10-month-old baby, Saraya, were brutally murdered and their bodies burned and disposed of.
We would urge that persons who can do what they can to urge persons who ought to know that this is a forum, Martin stated. Justice Wolf Rees, in responding to the attorney's concerns, said, now that the matter is before the courts, certainly it is the court's expectation that anything to do with this matter is dealt with in court. A senior prosecutor marshalling the evidence, in replying to the judge, said, the prosecution has no jurisdiction of authority in respect of what the JCF does, but I have heard what my learned friend has said. Bradshaw was on Friday ordered fingerprinted, have been remanded, and will return for another hearing scheduled for December 1. JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.